I think especially with local bonds offering attractive yields, do you think this is a fair reflection of the risk that you're taking, both sovereign and otherwise? And is this an opportunity currently? I mean, we look at the yields across the yield curve spectrum. I mean, it is incredibly attractive from a local perspective. And Laura, I'm going to get your sense on that in a second from a broader EM perspective. But locally, do you see yields as being attractive, or is it a reflection of the increased risk?
Yeah, so this is where valuation comes in. So we've just said that the budget is a problem, long-term fiscal policy is going to be difficult to stabilize. But that's the point, is that the real yields are high because they are compensating for the risk. So if you look at our conventional bond yields, where they are at the moment, the market's pricing in just over 6% expected inflation over the longer term. So you've got to decide whether that's sufficient compensation for you. One question I often get is, are we going to default in our debt? Now, the risk of default is not null. But in South Africa's case, I think the risk is skewed in the short to medium term, at least to inflation and the currency, because most of our debt is issued in rands. And if you run fiscal policy that is too loose over time, then the risk is inflation. So you've got to decide whether that just over 6% is sufficient compensation. We've been of the opinion that not quite enough, maybe. We've been concerned that, and so we've been more overweight inflation-linked bonds. But the point being that the higher real yield does reflect the higher risk. So you are being compensated, and in particular, you've got to figure out where you think that inflation compensation is sufficient.